Good morning, everyone, and welcome to a weekly message from Jesus. I hope that you all had a wonderful Memorial Day, and I hope that you paid tribute to those that gave their lives so that you can listen to these messages. So, our Father is with us, so let's not delay any longer. Good morning, everyone. Yes, as Barry said, many have gone before, have laid down their lives so that the freedoms that all of you enjoy every day are still available to you. Think of what would have happened if you had lost one of these major wars. It would be much different. Many people today wish that they had the freedoms that you have. Countries like North Korea have absolutely no freedoms. Those poor people, they live in poverty, they starve, they're persecuted, they have no allowable religion. Look at Russia. They're being led by, yes, I'm going to say it, they're being led by a maniac. He doesn't care about the people of Russia. He's lied to them so long that the people don't even know what the truth is. Look at Iran. Those individuals have little freedom. Their leaders would love to have an atomic bomb so that they can use it to kill Christians. It's a very difficult world. And the only way out of it, the only way to find peace and happiness, is to follow my words. Let me talk to you today about your inner self. You see, you have two selves. You have the exterior. That's what everybody sees. That's how everybody reacts to. That's what people listen to. That's your outer self. But there are many energies that make up your inner self. Your inner self is the foundation of your life. It's the product of all the things that you've learned since the day you were born. Part of that inner self is my soul energy. I speak to you about that often. I tell you that I am part of everyone. I am a universal energy, and that inner energy is part of your inner self. Now, you can ignore that energy, and many of you do. Many of you don't. I thoroughly appreciate the fact that there are folks out there that listen to my words and pay attention to them and try to live their lives by my words. But there are many that don't. Let me tell you a little bit about how your inner self works. Part of your inner self is your conscience. What's your conscience? That is your belief in right and wrong. It is how you react to different situations. Your conscience tells you how you should react. That doesn't mean your self reacts that way, though. Your inner self may say, why don't you go into that veterans hospital today and volunteer? Your outer self says, oh no, I'd rather go to McDonald's and have a hamburger. So you see, there's a continuous conflict between your inner self and your outer self. I want your outer self to respond to the messages that we give to your inner self. You have spirit guides, you have angels, you have me. We all respond to your requests. We will try to give you guidance. We'll try to tell you what's right. We'll try to lead you down the road that will make you very, very happy when you return home to heaven. Your inner self is very busy. You may not realize that. You see, we are continuously trying to guide you. Many people are blessed in many different ways. That comes from the life plan that you set up when you came in. How you follow that life plan, well, that's up to how you follow your inner self. Think of all the advice, all the words that you hear, all of the things that lay an inner foundation for you as a compass. It's a means, it's a direction, it's something that gives you direction on how you should live your life. We do as much as we can with your inner self. Many of you do as much as you can to ignore it. Many of you are wonderful people. I delight in how many of you follow my words. Do you realize that today, because of your educations, because of your governments, and sometimes because of your religions, less than 50% of the people believe in me? In spite of everything that I do, in spite of me sending back my messengers, in spite of me trying to affect every one of your inner selves, a majority of you still don't believe in me. That is extremely sad for the evolution of humanity. That is a result of many things. That's a result of evil. Many of your politicians are evil. It's just the way it is. Greed and money breed evil. It allows that evil energy to enter within. Now, there are many gone before you who have made great sums of money and have used it to try to help others. Barry brings you those people. You hear their messages, you hear their actual words. I sent Barry and Connie back to bring you messages that would affect your outer self. If you took their messages and combined it with what you're hearing with your inner self, it'd be a wonderful world. I bring you very simple messages. I don't complicate them. I bring you messages that everyone can understand and everyone can live by. How difficult is it to not do anything to others you don't want to have done to you? Pretty basic. You don't want people swearing at you. You don't want people showing anger or hatred. Then don't do it. Don't show it to others, and you'll be amazed. You will be utterly amazed how your outer self meets your inner self. There is so much available to everyone. Prayer opens the door to allowing us to affect your inner self in a way that will make you very pleased with your outer self. Did you ever think of it like that before? Probably not, but it's a very simple way to think of things, just the way my words are simple. I want each of you to find happiness. I want you to find happiness for your outer self, which walks around the earth every day, does all the things that you want to do. And I want your inner self to be happy as well. There's a harmony in life, a rhythm, energies. The consolidation of energies of inner and outer self will bring you much joy and happiness. If your inner and outer self are in conflict with each other, then you will not find happiness. You see, each individual has an inner self. We've tried to influence that self. We've done our best to bring you messages that will bring your outer self happiness. Many of you think your outer self is very happy. But if you have not followed my words, and if you have not found me, you're deluding yourself, your outer self. You have total control over what you do with that outer self. You make your own decisions. You use your free will as you wish to use it. You have no control over your inner self. We give you messages. We give you a conscience. We try to give you guidance. But how you respond to all of that is your free will. See how it all ties together? It's really pretty simple. I bring you words of meaning every week. I hope that you pass those words on. We try very hard, but sadly we fail. We're obviously failing with over half the people that are walking the earth. I sent many different messengers back through the years. I sent Muhammad, Buddha, many, many messengers for all the different religions, Moses. These are all people that I sent back. I sent them back to affect people's outer selves. I was also sending messages to try to affect their inner selves. It is very, very difficult to try to direct mankind so that they can exist. I've done it for hundreds of thousands of years. In many instances, I've failed for 100,000s of years. The violence, the greed, wars, they still rage, just as they've done since mankind found out that they can kill each other, steal from each other, hate each other, show anger towards each other. I'm God, so I don't give up. And I would hope that none of you give up. I want all of you to live wonderful lives. I want you to help others. I want you to love others. I want you to do the many things that will bring you rewards when you return home. It's not difficult. Just simply show love and do what's right. Show common sense every day. Do not do things that will force your outer self to harm others. Love, charity, especially charity. You'll notice we've been talking to you a lot about charity lately. That is because things are very difficult. Your economies are in trouble. People are having trouble paying their bills, raising their families, educating their families. There are incredible attacks on education right now. They've already succeeded in taking God out of the schools. Many of you are old enough to remember when you would say the Lord's Prayer and the Pledge of Allegiance. That's all in the past. Because people want to lead you away from me. Once they lead you away, then they can pretty much alter your lives any way they want. They are doing things today that are capable of totally destroying humans in the long run. I hope that you do the very simple things. I hope that you bring together all that we're trying to do with your inner selves and reflect it in your outer self. I hope that you just simply return to me, bring others with you. When the vast majority of people believe in me, things will improve. When the minority of people believe in me, things will not improve. If you're taking orders, if you're working for an atheist, if you're working for people that don't believe in me, then you will have problems. So thank you. Thank you very much once again for listening to me. I bless all of you. I always bless all of you. I bless those of you that don't believe in me, and I bless those of you that do. You see, God is very forgiving. God is love. So thank you once again for allowing me to come through. I'll be back next week. Tell your friends. Tell them that they can see all of my messages. Barry's put them on his social media. They're very easy to find. They're free. You can sit and listen to over 120 of my messages at this point. You can read my messages in the book that Barry wrote, Messages of God. Those are all my words. So goodbye. I will return again next week. And thank you for listening. Thank you, Father. Once again, another amazing message. I hope that all of you out there tell somebody. Just tell one person. Bring one person a week. Think how many we'd have if you have done that. So goodbye. God bless all of you. And we will return again.